All right, so today we're going to talk about imaginary numbers and finding the roots. We're not going to talk about the nature of roots in here because we didn't do the discriminant, but do you guys remember a formula that you could use to find x that you can't factor? It's kind of like a little song.
Oh, you know the...
That's the, you got it.
Quadratic formula.
Quadratic formula, good job. Great. Super. So if you guys can't remember your quadratic formula, right, think about your little song that we did earlier. Okay, x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Right. So just another little recap. I know it's been probably a little while. If we have something that looks like 2x squared minus 3x plus 5, we have to get the A, B, and C. Can somebody tell me which one's the A? F? 2. Good. So A is 2. What's the B? Good job. Nice with the minus 3. And the C? 5. Perfect. All right. So what we're going to do today kind of combines solving for x using our quadratic formula, but we're going to get an I somewhere. We've been dealing with imaginary numbers, so something special is going to start happening here. Okay. So if we want to find x, first thing, if you guys have a big number in front of the x squared bigger than 1, things get a little complicated to try to factor. So if we want to use our quadratic formula, what we're going to do, write down your formula first. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay. All right, so let's get our a, b, and c values. Is this in standard form too? Should probably check that, yes. Make sure it's set equal to 0, going from the highest to lowest exponent. Okay. All right, so what do you guys think the a is here? 4. 4, good. What about the b? -12. Super, and the c? 25. Awesome. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is plug in our a, b, and c values into the quadratic formula. Okay. Be really careful. We're watching our signs. If this is a negative b and your b is already negative, what happens with the negative? Good. Awesome. All right, so we have x equals positive 12 plus or minus the square root. Now make sure when you guys are entering things in the calculator, if you guys have a negative 12 when you square it, you're going to enter it in the calculator. Make sure you put parentheses around that negative sign. Right? Otherwise, the order of operations gets a little funky. Okay, and then on the bottom, 2a. What could you just write for 2 times the a? We did 2 times 4. We could just make that 8. Yeah, that's an easy one to make. Okay. So when we simplify, this is where your calculators are very, very helpful. Bless you. We want to put the stuff that's in the black here in your calculator at one time. Okay, no radical sign, just the numbers. Put into at one time. Make sure we have parentheses around that negative 12 though when you square it. Really important. What'd you get? Okay, so let's put this thing in. Yeah. No radical though. Look, just the stuff that's underneath it. Just what's underneath. Okay, so we're going to enter this at one time. Okay, so we have what? Negative 12 squared minus 4 times, what was the a? 4 times 25. Awesome. Okay. So see how we put it in all at one time? Yeah. That's one question. Yeah. If it's negative b, wouldn't it? Then 12 is negative, wouldn't it? Right. So you could have put in 144 in here instead. Like, you mean the negative 12 squared part? No. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Never mind. Are you sure? Yeah. Is it the negative b in the beginning? Those of you guys who used your calculator, did you get negative 256? Yeah. Good, okay. Great. All right, so what we should have is 12 plus or minus negative 256 all over 8. This is the part I think we were, right, with the negative b And then if this is a negative 12, yeah, it's some positive 12, you're right. All right, so now what we have to do, the way the imaginary number part comes in, is last week we really worked on if you have a negative under the radical, what can you cross out the negative and make it? An I, good, we put it right in front of the radical, good. So what we have now is 12 plus or minus I radical 256 all over 8. And we really want to make sure that we have everything simplified. So we have to break down the radical if we can. Do you guys know a perfect square that can go into 256? Or is 256 a perfect square? See you. Try it out. You say 16? Well, if we're not sure, we can do square root of 256. I think you guys are right though. Yeah, 16. Good, so it's a perfect square. Okay. So we cross that out, make it a plain 16. So we have 12 plus or minus. Now which one goes first when you guys multiply those? Good, nice happy. 16I all over 8. Now this is correct, but you'll see.
It's a bigger number.
What happened? A bigger number. Oh, okay, so alright, so you took 256 and you divided it by 64, perfect square, right? So if you took the square root of 64, and the square root of 4, I'd get 8 and 2, which would still give you 16, right? So you could do it that way, Matt, if you wanted to. Alright, so we're going to see a lot of this stuff, A plus BI form. Do you guys remember this from last week? Yeah. How did you get A plus BI form? What did you have to do with the bottom? Nice, 7, good. Perfect. We're just going to take this bottom and put it underneath both parts. So it's going to look like 12 over 8 plus or minus 16I over 8. And then the last thing we want to do is reduce if we can. You know, this is a lot of stuff. Can we do reduce a 12 and an 8? Okay, so both by 4, so like it. So how many times is 4 going? 3, good, over 2. What about this one? 8. 2 over 1. Yeah, do we need the 1? No. Right, so our final answer would just be 3 over 2 plus or minus 2i. That is in simplest A plus BI form. If you guys can get here, you're really close. You've got to split it up. It's a lot, yeah, these are long. They're long. I'm going to do another one with you guys. This one's a little more complicated than I wanted to do. Alright, let's look at example 3. This is a good one for you guys. Okay. So first thing, if you guys look at example 3, is this in standard form? No. Jess, what do you want to do? Move it over? Good. Okay, minus your 2x. Right. And watch when you guys put it in order, it's got to go from the highest to the lowest exponent. So x squared, good. Okay, 0. Alright. So let's see, you need to get, actually this would kind of be a nice one to try to factor because you have a 1 in front. But do we have things that multiply to 26 that can make us 2? We would have, what, 2 and 13, right? 1 and 26. Can any of those make a 2? No. I don't think anything else makes 26, does it? Yeah, so this one, see how we can't make a 2, so you can't factor this? The only way to do it is using our quadratic formula, so we have to do that way. We can't use any kind of factoring. Alright, so let's see. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Let's get our a, b, and c values. What's your a going to be? 1. What about the b? Great. And c? Super. Alright. I'm going to leave you guys with this part. Let's see if you can use your quadratic formula, right? Plug everything in, and then if you need help getting into A plus BI form, we'll do that together. Right? Let's see if you guys can sub things in, okay? It looks good when you guys are putting everything in. Okay? We had our negative b and a negative 2, which makes it a positive 2. Okay? Subbing looks great. Okay, all over 2. When you guys put in all the stuff under the radical. Can anybody share, what did you guys get with that part? Negative 100, right? Don't you get 100? Yeah. Okay. So, what we have is negative 100 now under our radical. Now, if you guys were confused because you got a negative number, you should get negative numbers underneath that radical for everything tonight. Because that's how we're going to end up getting an imaginary number. So, once you have that negative underneath, Gigi, what do you do with it? You cross out and make it perfect. And then what do you guys know about 100? That's perfect. Oh, you guys are great. All right, then we're going to multiply those together. Awesome. Okay, so we got 10I over 2. Okay, last step here is we want A plus BI form. Okay, so make sure we take our number and put it underneath both parts. So 2 over 2 plus or minus 10I over 2. What do we make 2 over 2 become? 1. Good. Make sure you guys don't make this a 0. Even though it cancels out, it's still something divided by itself, so we have to leave the 1 there. And this one's going to be a 5I. Perfect. Yep. So we got 1 plus 5I. Alright, the A plus BI. Make sure it looks like that. So we have our real part, that's the A, and the imaginary, that's the B. What do you guys think about this stuff today? Killed it? Good, good. Oh, plus or minus. Thank you, Gigi. Good? Okay. Yeah, plus or minus. Thank you. Awesome. Alright, so your homework for tonight is going to be page 2. Alright, so 219, 3 to 6.